Right, Genesis 6. Genesis 6 is called this one Water. And why? Well, not because it's raining today, and not because the chapter is about Noah and the flood, but because at the end of chapter 6, the word notices something interesting about Noah, and it says Noah did all God commanded him to do. And that can sound kind of cheesy, especially because over the years, many of us have been overwhelmed with advice to do what God tells you. But when it's noticing that men like Noah and Moses, who is another person the Bible takes note to say, at his high point, he did all that God commanded him to do. And even the children of Israel, in coming out of Egypt, did all that God commanded them to do to avoid having their firstborn taken with the firstborn of Egypt. Notice that all of these people had great lows in their life, but at their high points, they were noted as doing all. Why is that, and why is it important? Well, it's not just for the sake of obedience and trying to get brownie points with God, but it's understanding in many ways the way that God describes our enemy. And beneath Satan, there are these hosts of demons. And it's impossible to age them precisely, but it seems to describe them as having been around before the foundation of the earth. And so essentially what we're doing is battling demons and spirits that are thousands of years old. And around here we say it in some ways like this. Even 80-year-old me would probably be able to outsmart me at my age right now. And so me with thousands of years of experience would have a huge head start. And so we are battling spirits and an enemy that has thousands of years on us. But the hack to that is we were all created by the Ancient of Days, who is eternal. And so in many ways, the one who has all of the secrets of the wisdom that I can muster and the wisdom of the demonic realm is God. And he is described as one who is really trying to guide us out of the traps that the enemy would set. And ultimately what we're doing when we mix our wisdom with God's wisdom is watering down the results he's trying to get us. And ultimately, I began to realize this. A lot of my regrets, I don't have a lot of regrets in life, but a lot of them have to do with recovering from the times when I was mixing what I thought with what God was telling me to do. And in a lot of ways, this points back to what we talked about with Adam and Eve in chapter 4, when we talked about how important it is not to be so distressed that we miss opportunities out of our difficult times. And the second way that we can miss out on cutting our difficult times short is in taking the opportunity, but mixing the wisdom that God gives us with our own and watering down the results that he really has designed for us in delivering us out of hard times. And so my encouragement to you is my encouragement to me. Life is tough. And as much as I might remember this in my easier moments, when I'm actually in the midst of a struggle, I can easily go right back to mixing my wisdom in with God's and watering down the results he's trying to get me. So my encouragement to you is my encouragement to me. In the easy times, get in the habit of understanding as best you can why God is telling you what he's telling you. And even if you don't get it, try to trust him enough to do it anyway, so that you don't water down the results of his wisdom in your life. God's best to you as you go forward in him.